This morning we find ourselves anchored off of the largest island in the Sea of Cortez, Angel de la Guarda. It's a beautiful way to start a Monday morning. Let's go ashore and see what we can find. So we zip ashore in our Zodiacs, which has us getting our feet wet at low tide. And as usual, I'm hanging with the natural history staff. All right, so what are we going to see here today?
We're going to go tide pooling. It's a nice low tide right now, and we're going to turn over some rocks. Hopefully see lots of different invertebrates, maybe some starfish, different crabs.
The upper intertidal is home to the hardiest of marine life, those that can survive in the warmer temperatures and remain landlocked the longest. A most unusual sight, Steve spots some cephalopods, otherwise known as Humboldt squid.
People who've dove with these animals say that they often flash colors before attacking, so it can signal aggressiveness. It can signal an octopus, real subtle changes can signal the mood of the animal. And also it could be a form of camouflage. They could kind of disappear against a background.
And this one changes color right before our eyes.
The light is, oh my God, look, he's turning white.
Who knew tide pooling could be so cool? But I want to see what the sea lions are doing. Come on. And in order to do so, I slipped into a kayak. That's it? Ready to go.
Ready to go?
Oops, sorry. Right in front of me is a sea lion rookery with adult males protecting their turf, while females and their pups play in the water. But don't confuse them with a seal. Sea lions have external ear flaps and rotating back flippers that help them to haul more easily onto land. But they sure do like the sea. What an incredible experience, but we have not seen the last of our sea lions.
Work your way over. The first people are going to move to the other side.
In Baja, anything is possible, but before we get wet, we gotta gear up. I'm going in style. Yellow's my color.
It matches. That's nice. With the purple, I don't know though.
Yeah,
but the shades make up for it. You gotta look good while you're snorkeling.
Always have to look good. Style is always important.
Style is always.
While I set off to explore from the surface, Mike dons his scuba gear to give us an underwater perspective. The big bull males can be heard barking on the shore, but the curious subadults linger near Mike and me. They are perfectly adapted for the water, and the fantastic visibility allows us to watch their aquatic ballet. But the show is never over in the Sea of Cortez. The late afternoon matinee is all about an aerial ballet, starring the brown pelican diving for its food. Mornings in Baja are always a surprise. We find ourselves in the company of the finback whale. This is the second largest animal on the planet, second only to the blue whale. One of their more unique characteristics? A white lower right jaw, thought to be Mother Nature's clever design to corral fish in the feeding process. We watch from the bow as again and again these large mammals breathe and dive. But we must bid farewell to the fin and head to an island that Alfred Hitchcock would have loved. We are now ashore at Isla Rasa, home of the world's largest population of elegant terns and Heermann's gulls. And if you think Times Square is loud on New Year's Eve, you gotta check this place out. During the last century, it is estimated that more than 1 million birds nested together on this tiny island. Now a wildlife sanctuary, the caretaker for the last 25 years welcomes us ashore.
There's about 260,000 Heermann's gulls and about 200,000 elegant terns. And the island became a protected area in 1964 because there was a lot of egg collection and the populations were coming down very dramatically. So unfortunately the government decided to protect the area.
We set off on a carefully marked trail to experience the spectacle that makes this island so special. This Heermann's gull is keeping an eye on things as she protects her young. With special ducts near the eyes, these birds are uniquely adapted to the environment and can excrete salt taken in from the sea. But the real showstopper is just ahead, where we witness these 200,000 terns that call this place home. We watch and listen as the sounds from the nest below fill the air and the ears. Once again, we head back to the ship, giving the island back to the birds. And before you can say sea voyager, another whale species is spotted.
And what you are noticing is a toothed whale with a nearly all-black body. Very interesting and distinctively shaped dorsal fin. These are short-finned pilot whales.
Pilot whales are often referred to as potheads by mariners because of the bulbous shape of their head. We get extremely good looks at what appears to be a pod of about 100 of these animals.
They're all around the boat.
There's a young one real close.
Saying, I want the attention.
One direction straight ahead, and they're coming close and checking us out. They pretty much look like they're just traveling. They're not really acting like they're feeding at all. So they're coming and looking at us as much as we're looking at them.
We maneuver just alongside a large group, providing photo ops we'll likely never forget. We cruise amongst these carefree mammals for nearly 2 hours.
They're all black. Sometimes they're called blackfish, which is a general term for a few species. And they have that big, round, bulbous head. And they use that in echolocation. They shoot out sonar, bounce off their prey, and it comes back. Males get to be quite large, maybe 24 feet, and the females and young are obviously much smaller. See those teeth marks?
The captain calls us home as our last look has us close enough to get wet. Coming up, turkey vultures sun themselves after a bountiful feast. Mike swims with some great big sperm whales, getting the shots to prove it. And ride along with me as I show you one of the most unique experiences in the world. Next on Toni On Baja.